I'm gonna react to how cheating girlfriend led up to Lil Loaded death.
Loaded has potential that was cut short when his mental health deteriorated and he ended his life. But if we examine the months before his passing, we might be able to figure out where things went wrong. Lil Loaded is a Dallas rapper who started rapping in 2018. The track that blew him up was undeniably Block Baby, the lead-off single for his album. What made this track the one that blew up? Lil Loaded is a solid rapper with compelling flow and hype energy, and Block highlighted his strengths and got listeners hooked. But in today's world, you need more than a good track to get big independently. Fortunately for Lil Loaded, little luck would come his way and kick off his career when in 2019, Tommy Craze, a massive YouTuber, reacted to his music.
I ain't gonna lie, rest in peace to Lil Loaded, but I never heard of his songs ever, bro. I never listened to Lil Loaded. I'm being real. I'm gonna keep it a buck with y'all. I never listened to Lil Loaded.
Shot Glock, baby, Glock, baby, with 32 shot Glock, baby. Get me on the block, baby.
I need a break. Bro, there's just so much fucking heat in here, bro. I'm starting to believe the underground artists are the ones that are really making the hits.
I guess his audience liked what they heard because they started bumping the track like crazy. Lil Loaded may have started as just some random rapper in Dallas, but his bars had a way of catching people's attention, and a year after the song started getting traction, he was dropping a remix with NLE Choppa as a feature. Between Tommy Craze shouting out Lil Loaded and collaborating with Choppa, Lil Loaded had made a name for himself. When he dropped the track on YouTube, he'd easily clock several million views, so no one was surprised when Lil Loaded got signed with Epic Records. Lil Loaded was well on his way to the dream every young independent rapper has, starting from nothing and building an empire. But just as suddenly as things started looking up for him, they all came crashing down. Cause on May 31st, 2021, Lil Loaded's body was found by his mother. She immediately called the police. Police reportedly saw his mother sobbing on the porch when they came to see what had happened. Lil Loaded was only 20 years old, barely an adult. He had a whole career ahead of him. It was shocking that he was gone so soon. But what did him in? Was it ops, drugs? No, something even worse. Investigators concluded that Lil Loaded took his own life. That's crazy. How did this kid go from being on top of the world and living out his dreams to feeling enough despair to end it all? Wow, we'll never know 100% what was going through Lil Loaded's head. We do know enough to paint a pretty full picture. At only 15 years old, Lil Loaded's brother was taken out by ops. You don't just get over the passing of a close family member.
Damn, that could like fuck your mental up. I ain't gonna lie. That could losing somebody you love, especially your blood brother, bro. Like that could like lead you into like some type of trauma. You feel me?
Tell the affected Loaded a lot.
It messed with me because I know, like, if I was there, probably could have been something different.
I mean, he seems to even blame himself for what had happened. You can tell from the interviews he did before his passing that he saw a lot in his life. Some rappers revel in death and destruction of the streets. But Lil Loaded wasn't like that. The tragedies he saw left a mark on him. An emotional killer. He raps. Lil Loaded was still grieving. Was that what caused his passing? The result of his grief from a tragedy that happened years ago? Well, while his history definitely played a role, it wasn't the only thing at play. He had two pretty major devastating events in his life that contributed to his mental breakdown. First of all, Lil Loaded was going through the grieving process of another close person in his life, a best friend. But this was very different from what happened to his brother, because this time, it truly was his fault. In October 2020, Lil Loaded was shooting a music video with his friend, Savage Boozy, but something went wrong. He was recording him, and I guess his finger slipped on the trigger. His friend passed away in the hospital from a bullet wound to his stomach.
Damn, he accidentally shot him, bro. He accidentally shot him, I think.
The worst part was that Lil Loaded ended up getting arrested under suspicion of murder. So not only did he have to deal with what happened, he had to prove it wasn't on purpose. He and Savage Boozy were tight too. It probably felt like he'd lost another brother. Lil Loaded already blamed himself for the passing of his brother, and this time he had actually pulled the trigger. I can't imagine what he was going through. Can you? The guilt must have been eating him alive. When I look at Lil Loaded's life, it's easy to see how things ended in tragedy. He grew up with no father, lived a hard life, lost his brother, who basically acted as a dad to him, and then accidentally took out his own friend. If you go through something like that and you don't have a perfect support system and a really good therapist, you're going to snap. Lil Loaded was already at his breaking point by 2020. He just needed something to push over the edge. And unfortunately, something did happen that finally broke him. We aren't really sure what led to his death, but the underlying theme hit close to home. For starters, after Lil Loaded's passing, a friend posted an Instagram blaming his girlfriend. He claimed that she had cheated on him, and that's what pushed Loaded to end it all. His mom also admitted to the police that she heard him crying about his girl the night before his passing. Losing his girl at such a vulnerable time in his life crushed him. He was already at his lowest, and he loved her and needed her. He just couldn't take losing her after losing his brother and his friend. It's pretty clear why Lil Loaded suffered from depression. But do we know why he took his life? I've talked about various bad things that happened to him, but what actually motivated his actions? Did all this stuff impact him the same, or was one event the main reason? I can't know for sure, but we can make some compelling theories. The first explanation is that he ended everything because his girlfriend broke up with him. His passing was described as sudden by coworkers and friends, and Lil Loaded had been dealing with the court case for a while. Even though losing his friend was terrible, you couldn't argue that his death happened months later. It wasn't the driving factor. The biggest thing that changed for Lil Loaded before his passing was his relationship status. This is the theory that people who don't know Lil Loaded's history tend to push.
He took his life away because of a female. Never coming back because of a female. All that money gone. All that talent wasted. Over a female.
Is that it?
Yeah, come on, don't bug out because of a female, bro. Don't bug out because of a female. Fellas, if you're watching this, listen, do not bug out with female. They are not worth it, bro. Like, there's plenty women out here women out here in this world, bro. There's mad women out here, like, in this world that you can get that'll really love you, bro, for who you are, bro. Like, don't bug out with a female, fellas.
He destroyed everything he had over a girl? If you ask me, it's way more complicated than that. It's not a coincidence that he took his life the day before he was supposed to appear in court. You also gotta remember that these mental health problems probably hurt his relationships. Most of Emotional Killer is about how all he's gone through has made him hard to love, and how he wishes he could be better for his girl.
Love my bitch, I don't know how to show it. Get a designer for all of her clothes, but she still broken like brush it down.
In the song, he admits he doesn't know how to show he loves her, that he's messing things up even though she loves him. He also says he doesn't know how to explain things to her in person and can only do it through rapping. That can't be a healthy description of a relationship, right? It's pretty clear that there was other stuff in his life affecting his relationship. You really can't disconnect losing his friend from losing his girlfriend because all that stuff was building up. Another theory that's a bit wilder is that his girlfriend cheated on him with the friend he smoked. That would explain why he'd off a homie he'd known for years. It'd also give more reason for the cheating to hit him so hard. Maybe it wasn't just his girl who betrayed, but trusted friend. While I think this idea seems intriguing at first, it has holes. There's no real evidence that Savage Boozy cheated with Lil Loaded's girlfriend. The timelines don't line up. He passed on months before Loaded broke up with his girl. Unless he just had a very delayed emotional reaction, it doesn't add up. I also think that if Boozy had something to do with the cheating, the other friend would have mentioned it in his Instagram post. What actually probably happened is the simplest story. Lil Loaded has gone through a lot while still being pretty young, and it just became too much. There wasn't one solid reason he ended things. Losing his brother set him down a path of mental health problems. Losing his friends made things a lot worse. And his girlfriend's cheating was the straw that broke the camel's back. It's a shame. We'll never know where Lil Loaded's career would have taken him. Rappers gotta start taking care of their mental health. We'll keep losing people before they reach their full potential.
Okay, that's the vid. Yeah, man, like, it's sad that he lost his life, and he's been through a lot. Like just watching this video, like, about him, it seemed like he been through a lot. You know, he lost his brother, he lost his friend, he was in the streets. Like I heard, he had no father. According to this video, he had no pops in his life. So yeah, this kid has been through a lot, bro. Like, and he passed away before he even turned 21, bro. That shit's OD. Like, and you know, like, and he and it was over a female, bro. Like, So like I said, like fellas, like take this as an example, bro. Like um don't like bug out over a female, bro. There's mad females in this world, bro. Just don't bug out over a female. There you gonna find a female that like that's just gonna like love you. You're gonna find that one. So that's all I gotta say. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. Y'all know the vibes. We're just checking out you are.